Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So the other day I did a video about a flip up, a flip down, and some string art. And I didn't show you how to do the string art, so that's what we're gonna do today. I did this right before I started the video just to see if my paint was gonna be too thick, and some of it was. So I just took all of my blue colors that I have and toasted marshmallow. So these are the colors that we have down there: parrot blue, Williamsburg blue, two blue, and admiral blue. Oh, I guess I'm a little out of focus there. Okay, so what we're gonna do is get a piece of paper ready, and then we're going to take our string. This is just embroidery floss. So I tried this the first time with I don't even know what it is, like packing string, I guess. I'm not really sure. I just know that it was way too thick, and so I have embroidery floss. And so what I'm gonna do is, I didn't even think about this before. I don't know why. Okay, so what I'm gonna, before I was using my fingers to tap this down in there, but it just occurred to me that if I use a toothpick, it'll be a lot easier. And I'm just going to mash that down there so we get paint on all parts of it. I suppose I could do it this way, and then things you learn as you go, right? Okay. So this paint dried a little bit because I got distracted, and then I had to go do something before I continued this here. And it looks like the paint is seeping together right there, and I dropped it right there earlier when I did it the first time. So always wear gloves, and I suggest always keeping a handy baby wipe, because that's what happens when you don't. Oh, I'll get that later. Okay, so now that we have that in the paint, we're going to carefully lift it up, and then I'm going to try and push this a little out of the way so we can get a better view here. And my camera is in the way, so I'm not sure how well I'm going to be able to get this down there without hitting the camera, so we'll see. And you just lay it down. I should have started a little bit higher, but that's okay. Now it's stuck to my finger. Okay, there we go. We're just going to put that down until we run out of paint, and the paint stops right there. So let me move this like this, because this is the messy part for me. So you need to pull straight down. That's where the design comes from. Okay, and it looks like I didn't get enough paint on there. That still looks pretty cool though. Oh, that's probably because the paint is dry. Okay, so let's see if we can mash that down. Put that aside. See if we can't mash that down with my finger instead of, oh shoot. All right, well, we're using that side. Let me mash it down with my finger just so I can make sure that I get more paint on there. Or rather, enough paint, because that's probably why it came out that way. And so I've actually seen this done a different way, and what they did was they took the string and actually put it in the paint jar. They put it into the container itself, and I tried that first, and to me it didn't work very well. It came out all gloopy is not really a word, but it came out like so not like what it came out not like this. Let me see where I put it to dry. And of course I don't, oh, here it is. So this is how that came out. You can still see like it still looks like a flower kind of, but it's not as pretty as that. And that was the one that I tried right before that. So now that I've mashed that with my finger, let's try that again. Okay, and I can already see that there's not enough paint in one spot, but we're gonna try and start higher and try and get it as close to the one above it as possible. All right, let go. Okay. I've also seen somebody put a piece of paper on top of it and then hold the paper and then go down that way, and I tried that myself, and it came out looking like that orange one with really not a lot of definition. So oh, okay, that's not really working, because what I'm doing is trying to pick this up without getting ink, paint all over my desk. Okay, that didn't really work as far as not getting paint on my desk, but mashing it with my finger did give it a little bit more paint on there, from just using a toothpick. And so what I did with the rest of the paint, because I don't like to waste things, is let me put on some new gloves. And we're gonna use the Gelli plate and have fun with this. So this is what I did the other day so I wouldn't waste my paint. I'm just gonna get a fresh piece of parchment here, because what I'm gonna do is I don't want this to stick to my mat there, because there's a bunch of icky stuff on there. But what I'm gonna do is take this and I'm just gonna put the paint on there so we don't waste it. This came out really cool when I did it the other day. So there's a lot of paint on there, and so we're going to be able to do this a couple of different times. And then you just take your brayer and put it all down. This is going to be super pretty. And then take a piece of paper and put that down and rub it out. You can also put, oh, I should have went to my garden and grabbed some leaves. Well, maybe next time we'll do just a Gelli plate video. Okay, look at how pretty that is. All right, we're gonna set that aside to dry. And we're gonna do this again. Just trying to get all the paint off of this. Although I wonder what would happen if I braid the parchment itself and tried to do it that way. Something to think about. Make sure you get all the edges there. This is going to be so pretty. And I'm glad I picked blue. I didn't even think about it, but dear Julie, her September junk journal challenge is using her Blue 2 digital. You can find that in her Etsy shop. And I'm going to be able to use these. How pretty is that? All right. Let me put that aside. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put that ink on there, and I'm going to see, or ink, not ink, paint. And roll that out. So you notice that the less paint is getting on here, it's turning different colors. There was a big splotch of blue right there, though. Let's see what happens if I do that. Oh yeah, I just rolled this on the parchment itself. So we're gonna do one more of this, and then I'm just gonna bray the parchment and see if that's gonna work, right? So the question is, do you really need a jelly plate, or can you just use parchment paper? Oh, that's super pretty. All right, put that one aside. Okay, so let's see, this is going to be super messy. So let me take this out of the way. We will need to wash that though as soon as I'm done here. So let's just spray this and see, what is this going to do? Because that looks really cool already. And I suppose if this doesn't work like I'm hoping it will, you can always just take this and put it in a mixed media journal, like the one that I made, I believe it was last week. All right, mash that down really good. Oh, that came out really cool. I like that. All right. So there's not really a lot more left on there. So I'm gonna let that dry, but I am gonna go wash these things. And just because I have another piece of paper here, I'm gonna see what I can get off of this brayer, because I did that before and it got really cool. So this will be a very good background for a journal page that you could glue pictures or stickers. It's light enough in most places that you could still journal over it. I don't think there's really any paint left on that. Oh, a little bit of white there, or toasted marshmallow, whatever it was. All right. Okay. I think that's it then. So let's see what we got here. This one is still a little bit wet. This is the one we did right before that last one. And this is the other one. See how different they all came out? This was the first one, this was the second one, this was the third one, and this was the last one. And then this one here, we can cut that down into either 2 or 4 pieces, depending on how big that journal is that you might want to put it in. And then we also have this one. I like that. That is super pretty. And then we also have this one. That one's still a little bit wet. And then we have this one. All right. I hope you like what you saw. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. And leave a comment if you would, because every comment helps a little bit. And I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Stay tuned.